Living in Houston during this whole Beyonce concert weekend is bananas right now. And I'm going to talk about it. I want to give you guys some tips because it's about to be a lot of things going on this weekend. A lot of stuff and places you want to avoid, whether you're living here or visiting here, or let's say you're here for the concert, but you also want to turn up and just get into like the city and get into mingling and making things happen. Then you definitely need to watch this video because I'm going to lace you guys up with some things you may or may not know. All right, the first thing we need to talk about is safety. Houston, but you know, even when Beyonce is not in town, it's a city that you definitely just need to be careful in. Make sure you watch your surroundings. Make sure you pay attention to where you're going. There's gonna be a lot of places, pretty much everywhere you go this weekend is gonna be charging you to park probably. And it's probably gonna be like outrageous prices, $30, $40 and maybe even higher. So that's gonna probably tempt a lot of you guys to probably try to park in streets or in neighborhoods that are close to venues and restaurants and stuff like that. And I would highly suggest not to do that because even when you live here, parking in the street is one of those things that is convenient if you can get away with it, but you're taking a high chance on probably getting robbed or getting your car broken into or something like that. Take it from me. 2 weeks ago, my back window got bashed in when I was at a hookah lounge just down the street from 3rd Ward, which is where a lot of things are going to be happening this weekend. And already are starting to happen. And I'm still recovering from having my laptop stolen and had to fix my window. So just keep in mind, man, that it's not a good idea to park where there's no security and you don't have to pay because you're definitely running the risk. And you can best believe that there's going to be a lot of crooks that are banking on the fact that you guys are going to be doing this. Careless parking, oh, there's nowhere to park, so I'm just going to park in the street. There's a lot of other cars here, so I feel like I'm safe. They will definitely hit every single car on that road. And by the way, I know there's a lot of chirping going on in the background. One of the smoke detectors in this house is low on the battery, and I already tried to replace it, but it's kind of like a permanent fixture. I don't know how to get it off the wall. It's not your normal smoke detector. It's almost like it has been like sealed onto the wall like with some type of plaster or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about things to do. Now, Houston is definitely known for plenty of restaurants, plenty of hookah lounges. That's like our premier thing is hookah lounges and restaurants. Now, what you don't want to do is try to go to these restaurants and hookah lounges, especially on a weekend like this, and don't have any prior plans, like you didn't reach out to them before you got there. You definitely want to make sure you have reservations on deck. The way a lot of these reservations work is you have to have at least like 50% or 60% of your actual party that's going to be there has to be there on time. If they're not there on time, you have only but so much time before they give your section away or your reservation away to someone else who does have their party there. Now, some restaurants that you guys may want to check out, I'm gonna give you some tips on real quick. And the first two I definitely want to say that you really want to make sure you're on time for, or you're there early for when they open up, is the Turkey Leg Hut and the Breakfast Club. These two places, for sure, hands down, are gonna always have a line around the corner. They have a line around the corner even when it's not a holiday. So if you're coming in for this weekend where, and I don't know why I'm calling it a holiday. It's not even a holiday going on. It's just Beyonce's in town, but it's like a holiday. Even when there's not a major event going on that's bringing everybody into the city, these places definitely always have a line around the corner. So if you want to get there and you don't have reservations and you just want to pop up and get something to eat, you need to get there as soon as these places open because more than likely, even if you are getting there probably 10, 20 minutes early, there's probably still going to be a line. That's how popular these places really are. And both of them are probably going to have you standing in the sun. I think sometimes I see Turkey Leg Hut set up tents. If it's a really hot day, they'll have like a row of tents to keep the line cool. But it's like no guarantee that that's going to be happening this weekend. So don't bank on that. Now, I was on Facebook earlier and a lot of my friends are already saying that there's a lot of traffic already happening in the Galleria area. There's a lot of people over there shopping because they want to check out Houston's like biggest mall or most popular mall, which is the Galleria. And it's cool and all, but just once again, be careful because there's a lot of crime that happens in that area whenever it's really busy like this and people can't really just like dip off or drive away. Crooks are banking on this. They know the city better than you do, and so they know the perfect areas to kind of like catch you off guard and be able to get away and you not knowing, you know, how to keep up with them and all that stuff. So be careful at these malls, man. I wouldn't wear anything too flashy. I wouldn't look like I just bought a whole bunch of stuff and walk into my car and not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm sure there's gonna be like cops and security everywhere. Just make sure you stay in those areas where there's security roaming freely and making sure they're protecting you. Don't go parking or having to walk across 2 or 3 streets and boulevards to get to the mall because you're definitely gonna look like a mark and there's no telling what can happen from there. The nighttime is going to be lit, and I know you guys are probably looking for a list of clubs that are going to be worth your time for sure. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you right now. Just about every club you could think of is gonna be lit. Just about any club you can find on TikTok or restaurant is gonna be popping, smopping this weekend. But just to give you guys a couple things to start off with, you might wanna look into Forget Me Not, the address, Prospect Park, O2 Lounge, Uptown Hookah Lounge, Nomad. There's two Nomads. There's Nomad off of Westheimer, and there's Nomad Midtown, which I think may still be off of Westheimer, but further down into the Midtown area in Houston. Clutch Bar, Azusa Lounge, Domain, Camp Houston, Ghost Bar, and many, many others. Like, we have clubs and restaurants for days here in Houston. Oh, the Bungalow, just want to throw that out there. That's also a really good restaurant as far as like, it's pricey though. Like, you could easily spend $200 or $300 on a meal there, but you know, if you came here for the experience and you want to have that like upper echelon experience, you could definitely go there. If you also want to stay in that ballpark as far as like kind of splurging a little bit, you definitely want to check out Kiss. You also want to check out Juliet's, and maybe even Ruth Chris. All those restaurants are in the same ballpark as far as like having that upper echelon 5-star treatment when you get in. Oh, and also the Warwick. The Warwick is also a good restaurant as well. Joey Uptowns is also a really good restaurant. It's in the parking lot of the Galleria Mall. So if you want to like knock out two birds with one stone, go shopping and then also get your like meal on and, you know, eat with ballers and people who got it like that, you might want to go to Joey Uptown. Now, the NRG Stadium area, if you don't know too much about it, NRG Stadium is a pretty big stadium with a lot of parking surrounding it. It's right off the 610 highway. Usually that whole highway, whenever there's like a major game or a major event going on, that area gets super congested. So let me tell you about some areas in town, some traffic areas that you don't want to be in during this time. If you're not trying to get caught up in the Beyonce stuff and the Beyonce traffic, the Beehive traffic, you definitely don't want to be around 610 South, anywhere in that area. If you're close to Papados, car dealerships, or anything like that in that area, 59 South and 610, that whole area right there is, I think some of the highways are shut down. So if you're going to be trying to make it to the Galleria area, you might want to find a different way around. Maybe take I-10 or something like that, or take some neighborhood streets leading up into Westheimer area. But you definitely don't want to get on 610 or 59 anywhere close to that area. I think some streets that may be able to get you there are like Richmond, Westheimer, Fondren, Chimney Rock, stuff like that in that area, South Post Oak. Those roads can start leading you that direction. You might need to look at a Google map or maybe even use Waze to like help you really find your way, a whole nother route to get there in general. You might have to drive through some rich neighborhoods to get to that area. But don't get on the highway because you're going to be stuck. Mark my words. Now, just some extra tips. If I were you guys, I would probably try my best to maybe Uber to certain things, like maybe the nightlife or maybe this whole concert. Like, if you guys are planning on driving, I really think that's going to be a horrible idea, because driving, you know, you're going to have to wait for probably hundreds of other cars to get out the way before you can even get your car on a road that starts leading you out the way. But anyways, with that said, man, there's a lot of people who've been moving to Houston lately. A lot of people. In Houston, to be honest with you, hasn't really built the infrastructure to hold this many people. We were already at like 3, maybe 4 million people in general. Now it just seems like we're maybe closing in on 5 million or something like that. I haven't checked the stats, don't quote me. But the whole point is that there's a lot of people starting to flood the city, even without this concert stuff going on. And right now, it's just going to be real hectic if you're trying to move through these streets. Now, if you're watching this video and it's not even Beyonce weekend or anything like that, a lot of the tips that I gave you still is going to apply to like holidays or whatnot. I'm just trying to help you guys be able to navigate the city, because I know y'all out here, the Beehive is out here real strong and heavy right now. I just want y'all to be smart about how y'all doing things. Don't drink and drive, because I know the cops going to be out here heavy. Oh, and another thing I want to point out is shout out to the mayor and whoever that put this together, but the city of Houston temporarily renamed Alameda, which is like a main road that leads all the way through 3rd Ward over by Turkey Leg Hut, Faces and all that stuff, and 5015, all those little clubs right there. They renamed the street Honorary Beyonce Way. So real quick, if you guys want to get some type of like quick Instagrammable moments with the street being renamed after Beyonce, you guys might want to go ahead and go over there, take some pictures before they take down the signs. But with that said, man, I'm going to let y'all go ahead and enjoy y'all weekend. Welcome to Houston from a Houstonian that's here living in Houston. I want you guys to have a good time, be smart. If you guys have any questions about anything, I'll be checking my YouTube comments for sure while I'm out and about as well, replying to you guys as fast as I can, because I know a lot of people don't talk about stuff like this when it comes to weekends like this. And I just want to help you. You can also hit me on the gram. My link to my social media and everything is in the description. So make sure you guys use that, because it's probably going to be your best bet to actually reach me, or if you want to link up or whatever, or just find out what I got going on. A lot of people usually invite me places, and I might be in someone's section, or I might get my own section. Who knows? And y'all might want to turn up because you guys watch me on YouTube. So with that said, let me go ahead and get out of here. I got a lot of work to catch up on, and I'll see you guys later on in the next video. Keep aiming for the top and be safe. Peace.